Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Dorothy Morgan, professional astrologer. We're going to talk about June 16th. Now, there's a fair amount of astrology we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the sun in Gemini, the aspects that it makes today. And then we're also going to focus on the moon because it's in Capricorn and it conjuncts Pluto. So we're going to talk, what does that mean, right? I'm going to give us the content so we're able to feel the energy, use those keywords that you hear, the things that resonate with you, whatever I'm saying, whatever resonates with you, because, not everything has to resonate every single day. So this day forecast gives us some insight as to what we get to work with, what we get to play with, how we get to use the tools that the astrology for today is providing us. Much easier to know what those tools are, to use those tools, than it is to paddle upstream. I've been kayaking lately. I'm not doing it in stream, but when you're paddling against the wind, you head into it as opposed to sideways from it. Point being, let's talk about the astrology. And when I'm done with that, we're going to use these astro dice. If you're new here, welcome. Don't forget, everybody, subscribe if you would, please. And then we're going to pull a card. And I love you guys to make comments because I'm going to ask questions. I always do. It's a great way to learn. It's a great way to make you think. Me too. And when you create a dialogue with me below this video, you make a statement, I'll comment. It's wonderful because it's back and forth and it gives me, you guys think of things that are different. We all come at our lives from different perspectives. That's what our natal charts are. So today, this is the chart I'm using for right now. The sun in the sign of Gemini. We've got a few more days for that because it shifts in 5-6 days. It shifts into the sign of Cancer. It's moving very slow right now as it's getting ready to hit that solstice, that solar stopping point. And so what we have right here, right now, for today, Thursday the 16th, is Mercury. Mercury's involved too. We'll talk about that in a minute. The sun in Gemini squaring Neptune, and the sun also makes a trine aspect to Saturn. Now, those trine aspects, some people get confused. It is simply 120 degrees and 90 degrees. They are represented over here. Here's what it looks like when the symbolism is showing us that there's a trine aspect and the symbolism is showing us that there is a square. But what it looks like in the wheel is just, here's the sun. There's that one line, it's 90 degrees away. And with the sun again, that one line, it's 120 degrees away. Okay, so that's what it looks like in those two different placements. So I want you to understand. So how I use this on the 15th, because these are applying aspects on the 15th, you can feel it. They peak on the 16th. So what I did on the 15th, hung out, blocked out like 5 hours. I didn't really intend to block that much time out. Spent some time with another Gemini friend. We're both Geminis, talked for hours, sat by the ocean. That's represented by Neptune, 2 Geminis talking astrology, because she's also an astrologer. So she's a colleague, having a metaphysical conversation by the ocean. We even walked on the ocean, on the beach. Great, haven't been there in a while. And then the trine to Saturn, there's that Aquarian energy, which is what Aquarius is the ruler of astrology. And her and I have been astrologers for a long time. And we are not puppies. We are senior ladies. And so that's what that is. How did you use that yesterday? And how are you using it today? And whenever you see this, how did you use it? I had Gemini, a lot of conversation, a lot of sharing of information around a metaphysical component, which is the astrology. What is yours? You could have been talking about yoga. You could have been talking about meditating. You could have been talking about anything that's metaphysical for you, Wicca, and whatever, your moon rituals, your full moon, whatever it is, that spiritual metaphysical thing. And then to the Saturn, it's like, how am I going to use this? How is it practical? How is it logical? How am I using it in my everyday life? That's the energy of the transits for January 15th and 16th, honestly, because again, as planets are moving forward. It's an applying aspect. Okay. And now we also have today, I want to get to the other chart I wanted to pop up. And this is not until, this is Eastern Daylight Time, 2:41 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Here's the moon making a conjunction to Pluto, happens once a month. The moon is still out of bounds. So the moon in Capricorn can feel very, it's very out of bounds in the south. So when you see it in the sky, it is south. It rises southeast, stays very south, and sets southwest. So it is creating, it is very earthy, the moon in Capricorn, very grounded, very logical, very practical. I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, and many times to come, check out where 28, 27, 28 degrees of Capricorn is, because anytime a planet is at the final degrees of the zodiac sign, it is traversing through, it's going to be activating the Pluto as well. So you have another opportunity to emotionally, in this instance, connect with something that is changing very deep, and something that is changing and evolving in your life in regard to where Pluto is. You have to know where that is for you. And again, even if you don't and you want, you can book a session. That's one beautiful way you can support me, and I can support you with all this free content. However, you don't have to even do that, but just to know that Pluto is that area where Pluto's traversing right now, is that area of your life where you're seeing and feeling the most change, the most evolution, where things are moving, but you can't see what the end goal is because it's too slow. The moon will come through midday. This is early afternoon for us here on the East Coast, later in the evening for you guys in the UK. So it's going to give us that time, that opportunity to emotionally check in with what's going on there. All right, I want to stop right there because the rest of this I like to do on Patreon, which I do. I'm going to stop my share. I have a full moon, new moon, weekly, month ahead. I have 4 different tiers in my Patreon. Please check that out. All right, next thing is the Astro Dice. We're going to just ask Spirit for an extra message for today, which is fun. Or if you have a question, now's the time to ask that. So what is the extra content? I see Gemini. No, I haven't marked these over yet. Oh, there it is. The moon in Gemini in the first house. Well, that's pretty simple. That's the beautiful energy of that. It's represented. Gosh, I think I rolled that yesterday, didn't I? I'll have to go back and look. The moon in Gemini in the first house. So the extra message from Spirit, what this represents is that moon, emotionally connecting with things. It isn't an air sign. So in Gemini, so emotionally connecting to the information, the content that we want to share, but what is really important to you, because that first house is what you project out into the world. All right. And how people see you. So here they could see they could see us as emotionally communicating what's important to us and not thinking about anybody else. That's the first house. That's just what it is. It's my appearance to you, or your appearance to me, or however. Moon Gemini, first house. So what else? Is there another message here? I'm trying to hone in on that while I shuffle the cards. Is there another message with that? Moon in Gemini in the first house. So share. If you need to tell somebody something and you need to share some information with somebody, and just have a conversation. This is a push towards that, if you will. All right. Okay. That's enough. I'm going to pull this card. Grandmother Earth. So that shows up. So that has a lot to do with wisdom. And maybe if your grandmother was a Gemini, it's a hello from heaven, right? That does happen sometimes. When I see Grandmother Earth, it reminds us, of course, to protect our mother, honor our mother, obviously. Gaia, Mother Earth, taking good care of her. trusting your own insight, your own wisdom. That's always super important whenever you're doing divination work or getting a reading from somebody or whatever. It's always important to trust your own guidance. Hear what people have to say, especially if that's you've asked them to do that, but also trust your own inner guidance, which is the wisdom. And Mother Earth is our big support, right? If we don't have her, we have nothing. So if you're an activist and there's something that you want to do, go for it. So feeling the groundedness, feeling very respected and honored. Let's present that. Let's do ritual to that. Let's do prayer to things that have a very earthy and grounded energy and environment. All right, I think I'm going to leave us with that. That's it for now. Next video will be for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'll get that up sooner than later. And I will see you guys soon. And thank you so much. There's videos here that you can watch as we get to the end of this. So thank you so much and namaste.